Welcome to Cooking for Love. This is a show where we're going to teach you how to cook from scratch, step by step, and we're going to start off with very simple dishes, and we're going to take you all the way up to more complex dishes like lasagna, stuffing, homemade stuffing, and making actual full holiday meals. So today we're going to start with making sausage, homemade sausage. For those of you who, whether you eat meat or you don't, this is perfect. Impossible ground beef. We're going to take this and make some homemade sausage. Okay? So we're going to start off with this pack of Impossible ground beef with that bowl. And this is going to be very simple. A few ingredients, and it's going to come out delicious. The Impossible ground beef, right? And just put the whole thing into a bowl. And you want to separate it. Use your fork to separate it. That way you can open it up and let it be exposed to the flavors that you're going to be adding in. Okay. Now you're going to add in some pepper. Just from the shaker, pepper shaker, you just want to add a little pepper around, just enough so you kind of see pepper on there. So separate your ground beef, and then you want to add pepper. You can actually do this with regular ground beef. That's fine. You can do it with ground chicken. However, whatever kind of meat you eat. So you add pepper. Then you want to add garlic. You can add minced garlic. I have minced garlic here. You can add minced garlic. You can add garlic powder, but do not add anything that has salt in it, right? So you add enough. Again, you just want to add enough that you see it. Next, you're going to add onion powder, onion flakes, nothing with salt in it. You add your onion. So it should look like that. Smoked paprika. Smoked paprika is really important because it gives it more of that sausage taste, right? It gives it a great smoky taste. That's what you want. That's the flavor you want to have in there. But you don't want to add too much, right? Just enough to cover the top. Sage. Sage. You don't want to go heavy because you don't want to make it a sage sausage, but you do want to get some of that sage flavor. Soy sauce. You're always going to add a low sodium soy sauce. You want to go low sodium. And again, watching your ingredients and making sure they don't have salt keeps it from making your dish being salty. You don't want to have your dish come out salty. So that way whoever is eating it can salt it to their taste. Now when it comes to adding the soy sauce, you want to add 1 tablespoon. Measure out a tablespoon. Just kind of pour that around. Okay. And then you want to also always rinse mine out. Use this for the next thing, and then you're going to add. I'm going to add some kikkoman teriyaki. This is going to give it just a little bit of sweetness, just a little bit more flavor. Also adding a tablespoon of that. Again, we're going to just pour it around. Now, pour it in one spot, pour it around. So this is what you have now. So you can have it running, right? Now you just want to mix it together. Now you know you mixed it well when the color is going to become more even. You don't have like pink spots and brown spots and the white spots in here are the cauliflower, so you can't really hide that, but you can make sure the all like one color, right? Just put that together. So once you have that all mixed together, then you can make it into a patty. Okay, so here I can see it's darker, like it's peppery. So I'm gonna make sure I mix that in. Okay, so you're gonna just dry that. So now you wanna make it into patties. Now I'm gonna tell you, for a decent sized sausage patty is about this big around. This package you need is not going to make more than maybe 6 sausage patties. So what I do is I make the patties and then I'm going to place them in a container because I want to have them for every day. I don't want to just eat 6 sausages. So I'm going to make one for now. Take 1 scoop with a fork and I'm going to mash it up, right, and just add a little bit more. Right, you can decide how the size of the patty, sausage patty you want. That's the good thing about it is you can make sausage patties however how big you want them to be. What's gonna fill you up. Now just place it in the container. Right, they don't all have to be the same. They don't have to be perfectly round. Four or 5 sausages. I'm not gonna make them too big. Not gonna make them too thick. I'm not going to make the last one. I'm not going to add the last one to it. I'm going to make it, but I'm not going to add it to it. This one is actually going to be the one that we cook and we eat. So we can make that one. But the other 4, we will actually put a top on. I'll make this patty. Okay. Put it here. And I'm going to put the top on these. And I'm going to put these in the freezer. They freeze really well. You can just defrost them a little bit and then make them like have 1 a day, 2 a day. But at least you have some, you have something for the next day. They freeze well. Don't put them in the refrigerator. When you put them in the freezer, it'll help them last longer. So you don't have to have it the next day. You can have it 2 days later or whatever. Have it later on in the week. And you have sausages without the preservatives, right? You don't have to worry about having all those preservatives in your food. You get fresh food. So now we're gonna take the sausage patty and we're gonna put it in the air fryer. And you don't have to put it in the air fryer. You don't have an air fryer, you don't have to put it in the air fryer. You can put it in the oven, put it on 350 and leave it in for about 10 minutes and then it will be done. So we're gonna put the air fryer on and let that go for about 8 minutes. And actually we're gonna go for about 4 minutes, then we turn the sausage over, do another 4 minutes on the other side. Okay, so it's been 4 minutes, let's check on our sausage. Okay, so the sausage is looking good. As you can see, it's got a little brown crust on it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna flip this sausage over. Let's just flip that over and let it cook on the other side. See the difference between the sides? Side 1, side 2, right? So here we're gonna just put this back in our air fryer and let that cook for another 4 to 5 minutes. And when it gets nice and crusty, and nice like a firm kind of a bit of a crunch on it, then we can take it out and we're gonna. So while I'm waiting, I always like to check on my food. You always want to keep an eye on your food to make sure that it's cooking and where it's at in the cooking process. So although I said it takes 8 minutes, maybe it may take a little longer, it can take a little less time, but you want to be able to know. So I'm going to just check the sausage. So right now the sausage is looking good. It's browning nicely, but as you can see, the middle here is not the same color as the rest of the sausage. So you want to kind of get it to a point that it's pretty much all one color. So I'm going to just put it in for a little while longer. Put it in for another 3 minutes, and then we're going to check it again to make sure it's all good. Here we go. Bon appetit. Okay guys, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed what we made today. If you do try to make this breakfast, let me know in the comments how it turns out for you. And don't forget to like, share, and smash that subscribe button.